Hello and welcome to my walkthrough of the Pearson Edexcel GCSE November 2024 Mathematics Paper 2 Foundation Tier Paper Calculator paper. Let's jump straight into it. Question number 1. Write 17% as a fraction. That will simply just be 17 out of 100. Question number 2. Write 140 minutes in hours and minutes. So we know it's 60 minutes in an hour, so 120 minutes would be 2 hours. And then you have an extra 20 minutes left over. So 2 hours and 20 minutes. Question number 3. Write these numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest number. Well, the smallest one here is our 0.05. Then 0.5 is smaller than 0.507. And then 0.57 is the largest. Question number 4. Write down the mathematical name of this polygon. We will just need to count the number of sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-sided shape, and therefore it's a hexagon. Question number 5. Find the number that is exactly halfway between -2 and 8. Well, if you do 8 minus -2, you get 10, so there's 10 numbers between them, so you just need to find out the number that is 5 away from both of them, and that would just be 3. Question number 6. Jo uses beads to make bracelets. For each bracelet, she uses 5 red beads and 7 white beads. Jo has 52 red beads and 80 white beads. Work out the greatest number of bracelets Jo can make. You must show all your working. So, if she has 52 red, and each one is 5 red beads, she will be able to make 10 with the red, and 2 left over. And we'll compare that to the white. So she's got 80 white, and she needs 7 for each bracelet. Just do on my calculator, 7 times 10 is 70, add another 7 is 77, so she can make 11 white with 3 left over, but she can't make 11 red. As we've already said, she can only make 10 red, and she's got 2 left over. Therefore, 10 is the number of bracelets she can actually make. Question number 7. Here are the ages in years of 8 children. Work out the mean age. To work out the mean, you need to add all of them up and divide by how many there are. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 14 plus 10 plus 10 plus 13 plus 15 plus 9 plus 15 plus 10, which is 96. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. 96 divided by 8 is just 12, and that is our mean. Part B, work out the range of the ages. The range is just going to be the largest number subtract the smallest number. The largest one is 15, the smallest one is 9, so our range is 6 years. And part C, one of the children is chosen at random. On the probability scale below, mark with a cross the probability that the child has an age of 15. Well, we can see that 15 is on here once, twice, so it's 2 out of 8, which is the same as a quarter, and I'm going to mark with a cross a quarter on the scale. Question number 8. Junaid says that 20 is a square number because 10 squared equals 20. Is Junaid correct? Give a reason for your answer. No. 10 squared equals 100. I think that's a fair enough for a 1-mark question. You could also say 20 is not a square number because the square numbers are, and then you can list them off. So 4 squared, 16, 5 squared, 25. Chloe says, when you divide an even number by an even number, the answer is always an even number. Write down an example to show that Chloe is wrong. 2 divided by 2 equals 1 is a good example. There's loads of examples. You can do 12 divided by 4 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Lots of examples. Question number 9. There are 90 red counters and 150 yellow counters in a bag. Write down the ratio of the number of red counters to the number of yellow counters. Give your ratio in the simplest form. It's 90 to 150. I know that 30 goes into 90 and 30 goes into 150. So if I divide both of these through by 30, I get 3 to 5, and 3 and 5 are both prime, which means this is as simple as our ratio can get. Question 10. Here is a square. The square has a perimeter of 40. 5 of these squares are used to make the shape below. Work out the perimeter of the shape. Well, if the perimeter is 40, that means each of these side lengths are 10 because it's a square. So the perimeter of this shape, I'm just going to make it really easy for myself and just write 10 along the edge of the shape and then count them up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times 10. So our answer is 120 centimetres. Question 11. Simplify 2x times 3y. So the 2 times the 3 we'll put at the front, which is just 6. And then the x and the y cannot be simplified anymore. They just get pushed together. Part B. Simplify 3d minus 4e plus 2d plus e. We'll put the d's together first. So we've got 3d and 2d gives us 5d. And then the e's, it's minus 4e and plus 1e, so minus 3e for 2 marks. Question number 12. 180 tickets are sold for a concert. 60% of the tickets are child tickets. The rest of the tickets are adult tickets. The total cost of the 180 tickets is £1944. Each child ticket costs £8. Work out the cost of each adult ticket. So, if 60% of 180 are child, then I will do 0.6 times 180 on my calculator. 108, therefore, are child tickets, which means the rest, 72, are adult tickets. We are told that each child ticket is £8, so £8 times 108. 8 times 108, again on my calculator, gives me £864 for child tickets. Then the total is 1944 less 864 for the children even, 864 gives us £1,080 for the total of the adult tickets. And we need to know, we have 72 adult tickets, so 1080 divided by 72 is the price of each adult ticket is £15. Question 13. ABC is a triangle. BCD is a straight line. Show that triangle ABC is isosceles. Give a reason for each stage of your working. Well, I'll start by saying this is 65 degrees. So I'm going to say ACB equals 65 degrees as angles on a straight line add to 180 degrees. And that's this 115 and this 65 here. Then we can say this is 50 degrees, and that is angle CAB equals 50 degrees, as angles around a point add to 360 degrees. Therefore, this makes this 65 degrees, so ABC equals 65 degrees, as angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. And we have the other two angles. Since two angles are the same, the triangle is isosceles. Isosceles. As required. Question 14. Amy walked from her home to the skate park. The travel graph of Amy's walk to the skate park is shown below. On the way to the skate park, Amy stopped at her friend's house. How far is it from her friend's house to the skate park? So the line stopping, or the line going horizontal here, is where her friend's house will be. So we can see that is at 3 kilometers. The skate park is the end result. That's at 5 kilometers. So it's 2 kilometers from her friend's house to the skate park. Amy stayed at the skate park for 2 hours. Then she walked home at a steady speed. She took 1 hour 30 minutes to walk home. Complete the travel graph, right? So she stayed at the skate park for 2 hours. So I'm going to draw this horizontally. Use a ruler for this in your exam, please. 5 p.m. Now we know it's going to take her an hour and a half to get home. We need a straight line down to 6:30, which is an hour and a half from now. And again, use a ruler here. There you go. And that is your completed travel graph. Question 15. A map has a scale of 1 to 25,000. On the map, a road has a length of 14 centimetres. Work out the real length of the road. Give your answer in kilometres. Okay, so 14 centimetres multiplied by 25,000 is going to be our answer in centimetres, which is 350,000 centimetres. We know that it's 100 centimetres in a metre. So if we knock off 2 zeros, 500 meters, which is going to be the same as 3.5 kilometers, which is what the answer wants it in. Question 16. Aisha has 2 boxes of sweets, box A and box B. In box A, there are only 10 red sweets and 30 green sweets. In box B, there are only 7 red sweets and 18 green sweets. Aisha is going to take at random a sweet from box A and a sweet from box B. Which box gives Aisha the greater probability of taking a red sweet, box A or box B? You must show how you get your answer. So, box A, we have 10 out of 40 red, 30 out of 40 green. In box B, we have 7 out of 25 red, and 18 out of 25 green. But it's very hard to compare the two of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both into hundredths. So 10 out of 40, if I times top and bottom by 2.5, I get 25 out of 100 here. And then for box B, we have 7 out of 25 times top and bottom by 4. We get 28 out of 100. Therefore, box B has a greater probability. So B has greater probability. Question 17. Last year, Emma's car insurance cost £285. This year, her car insurance costs 7% less. Part A, work out the cost of Emma's car insurance this year. So if I do 285 times 0.07 to work out what 7% of 285 is, 1995. And I just need to do 285 minus 1995. And I get 26505 as the cost of her insurance this year. Peter sells bikes. Each month he is paid £1,700 plus a bonus. The bonus is 5% of the total value of the bikes he sells that month. Last month, Peter was paid £2,100. Part B, work out the total value of the bikes he sold last month. So, 1,700 plus a bonus. He was paid 2,100, so we can say the bonus was £400. The bonus is 5% of the total value of the bikes he sells that month, so all we have to do is £400 divided by 0.05, and we get £8,000. Question 18. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Well, we can straight away see this is an enlargement. It's gone from a width of 1 here, and a height of 2, to a width of 2 and a height of 4. So it is an enlargement. Apologies about my handwriting. Scale factor 2. The center of enlargement is just going to be the point where, if we draw straight lines from the point that changes to its new corresponding point, so like this point here goes to this point here, this point here goes to this point here, this point here goes to this point here. So what I always like to do is draw a line, again use a ruler for this, from here through each point to see where they cross. And conveniently for this one, all the points converge at the origin. So this is our center of enlargement. Part 19. Part A. Factorise fully 15w squared minus 5w. Well, we can immediately take a factor of w out, and we get 15w minus 5. You can also take out a 5, because both these numbers divide by 5, and you get 5w, lots of 3w minus 1. Part B. On the number line below, show the set of values for which of x for which minus 2 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 4. So we go minus 2, and we'll draw a circle. We go 4, and we'll draw a circle. It's less than or equal to 4, so we'll just colour in this one, and we just need to draw a line between the two, just like that. Question number 20. Use your calculator to work out the value of the square root of 208 minus 3, 208.3 minus 15.7, all over 5.694 plus 1.8 squared. So the best way I can show this without showing my calculator is exactly what I would type into my calculator. So I would do the square root of, open bracket, 208.3 minus 15.7, close bracket, open bracket, divided by, open bracket, 5.694 plus 1.8 squared. That ensures you do it all in the correct order. So square root, open bracket, 208.3 minus 15.7, close bracket, divided by, open bracket, 5.694 plus 1.8 squared, close bracket, and we get 4.643069317, and the question wants us to give everything on the calculator display. Here we go. Question number 21. The scatter graph shows information about some ships. It shows the length and the width of each ship. Part A. What type of correlation does this scatter graph show? It shows a positive correlation. As the length of the ship increases, the width of the ship increases. So you see one down here, we have small lengths and small widths, and up here we have high lengths and high widths. Part B, draw a line of best fit on the scatter graph. I'll say it again, use a ruler for this, but I will draw it freehand as best I can through as many points as you can go. Part C, a different ship has a length of 194 meters. Use your line of best fit to estimate a width for this ship. So 194 is the length. We know this one here is 190 as it sits directly between 180 and 200. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares represents 10 meters. So 4 meters is going to be 2 squares. So that's going to be here. Follow the line up to our line of best fit, which is about here, just above the middle point between 25 and 30. So I'm going to say 27.5 meters. And the mark scheme gives you anything between 26.5 and 29.5. 22. In London, a 200 grams chocky bar costs £3.50. In Zurich, a 360 gram chocky bar costs 7.2 Swiss francs. The exchange rate is £1 equals 1.25 Swiss francs. In which city is the chocky bar the better value for money? In London or in Zurich? What I'm going to do here is compare what 100 grams is worth in each of these two scenarios. So in London, we know 200 grams is £3.50. Therefore, 100 grams is going to be £1.75. In Zurich, we know 360 grams is 7.2 Swiss francs. Therefore, 100 grams is going to be, I'll just do 7.2 divided by 3.6, because we're going from 360 to 360 to 100, which is divided by 3.6. So 7.2 divided by 3.6 is just 2 Swiss francs. We know the exchange rate is £1 is 1.25 Swiss francs. So therefore, 2 francs is going to be 2 divided by 1.25 pounds. And on my calculator, that gives us £1.60. Therefore, we can say that it is cheaper in Zurich, better value for money. That's 100 grams of chocolate costs £1.75 in London and £1.60 in Zurich. Question 23. Tom was asked to draw a Venn diagram for the information given above. Here is his answer. Write down 2 things Tom should do to make his answer fully correct. I can immediately see 17s in there twice. So that's wrong. So we will say 17 should only be in the middle, not there twice. And since the set needs to cover all the odd numbers between 0 and 20, and the number 1 is missing, we can say that's another thing he's missing. So 1 should be in the box, but outside the circles. It's missing. And that's us. Question 24, part A. Complete the table of values for y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. So for minus 2, we're going to do minus 2 squared, which gives you 4. Minus 2 times minus 2 gives you 4. And then minus 3 gives a total of 5. 0 squared is 0, minus 2 lots of 0, minus 3 is minus 3. 1 squared is 1, minus 2, minus 3 is going to give you minus 4. 3 squared is 9, minus 2 lots of 3 is minus 6, minus 3 is going to give you 0. And 4 squared is 16, minus 2 lots of 4 is 8, minus 3 gives you 5. Part B. On the grid, draw the graph of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3 for values of x between minus 2 to 4. So we want when x is minus 2, y is going to be 5. When x is minus 1, y is 0. When x is 0, y is minus 3. When x is 1, y is minus 4. When x is 2, y is minus 3. When x is 3, y is 0. When x is 4, y is 5. And we're going to draw a nice smooth curve as best we can. There we go. And that would be the shape that we're looking for in a quadratic. Question 25. The cost of a first-class stamp increased from 76p to 85p. The cost of a second-class stamp increased from 65p to 66p. Philip says, the percentage increase in the cost of a first-class stamp is 7 times, it's more than 7 times, the percentage increase in the cost of a second-class stamp. Is Philip correct? you must show all your working. So what we'll do here is we're going to say that 85 minus 76 is 9p, increase on a first class stamp. 66 minus 65 is going to be 1p, increase on a second class stamp. So 9 out of 76 times 100 is going to be the percentage increase of the first class stamp. And that is an 11.84% increase on first class stamp. 1 out of 65 times 100 is going to be the percentage increase on the second class stamp. And that gives us 1.538% increase on second class stamp. Then we need to do 1.538 times 7 to see if that's more or less than 11. That is 10.769%, which is less than the 11.84%. Therefore, Philip is correct. First class stamps have increased by more than 7 times percentage of second class stamps. Question number 26. The diagram shows triangle ABC. In the diagram, all measurements are in centimetres. AC equals BC. The perimeter of the triangle is 72 centimetres. Work out the area of the triangle. So, we know the perimeter is 72, so we can say 2x plus 11 plus 4x minus 4 plus 2x plus 5 equals 72. So if I put all of the numbers together, we're going to do 11 minus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12. Take it onto the other side, we get 60. Put all the x's together, we get 2, 4, and 2. 8x equals 60. Therefore, x equals 60 divided by 8, which is 7.5. To find the area of the triangle, it's going to be half base times height. That's going to be half, and the base is 2x, which is 15, plus 5. So half times 20 times height. It's going to be 10 times height. But what is the height? We're going to need to use Pythagoras to find the height, and we'll call it y. So we know that 2x plus 11 is 15 plus 11, so 26, as x was 7.5. This is exactly halfway on the base, because we're told AC equals BC, so it's an isosceles triangle. So if we know the base is 20, then that's going to be 10. So 10 squared plus y squared equals 26 squared by Pythagoras. Or y squared equals 26 squared minus 10 squared. 26 squared is 676. 10 squared is 100. So that's y squared equals 576. Square root of 576 is 24, which is nice and easy. So back to this, half base times height, area equals 10 times 24, 240 centimetres squared. Question 27. 1.25 times 10 to the minus 12 equals k times 4 times 10 to the minus 20. Work out the value of k, give your answer in standard form. I'm going to do this on my calculator. I'm just going to type in 1.25 times 10 to the power minus 12 divided by, open brackets, 4 times 10 to the power minus 20, close brackets. I get k equals 31250000, and therefore we just need to change this into standard form. So decimal point is currently here. So how many times do we have to move it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3.125 times 10 to the power 7. And the final question, number 28. The diagram shows a solid cylinder with base radius 3 centimeters and height 10 centimeters. The cylinder is made from steel. It has a mass of 2250 grams. Work out the density of the steel. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So one trick here is they've given us the units, which is grams per cubic centimeter. So if you're struggling with the density formula, we know it's going to be grams per centimeters cubed. And so you know that grams is going to be your mass, and you know your volume is in centimeters cubed. Therefore, density equals mass over volume. We already have the mass, which is 2250. So all we need is the volume here. The volume of the cylinder is going to be pi r squared, which is the base here, multiplied by the 10. So pi times r, which is 3 squared, multiplied by the height, which is 10. So this is 90 pi. And therefore, I'm just going to do this in one sweep. I'm going to say density equals 2250 over 90 pi. On my calculator, 2250 divided by 90 pi gives us 7.95774. They want the answer as 3 significant figures, 7.96. And that brings us to the end of our paper. As ever, thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I will catch you next time.